everybody, it's Anna. Time for our final card in this week's tarot story. Today we have our second major arcana card. It is Chariot reversed. So the Chariot is the number 7 card of the major arcana. I always connect the number 7 to making choices or using wise discernment. So this guy, if we turn him upright, we see this charioteer is looking over the horizon. He's scanning where he wants to go, but these two beasts of burden who are going to be pulling the chariot are at rest, which means he hasn't actually made a choice yet. He's in the action of choosing. So that connects for me with the number 7. But I also connect the number 7 with the gift of joy. So as he's making the choice, I like to say he's looking for what gets him excited, what energizes him. He's looking for what makes him joyful. So if you ever heard someone ask the question, if you could be anywhere you wanted to be or do anything you wanted to do with no limitations, what would you choose, right? Well, that really is kind of a chariot question, because if you think about the momentum of a chariot, once it's moving, it's pretty much unstoppable. It's unstoppably going to get where you want to go. So the question is, where do you want to go? If you know you can get there with this high momentum, all this support, all this power, where would you want to go? And when people are asked that question, what you're really being asked is what makes you happy. Now, that will look different for a lot of different people. Maybe what makes you happy is serving others. So you're going to go somewhere to, dig a well for somebody. Or maybe it's adventure. You're going to go somewhere and jump off out of a plane, or it's seeing new places, or it's being with your family. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter at all, because the construct of your own joy speaks to you in energy and happiness, in vibrancy. So when you're asked, where do you want to go? If you're really taking the question seriously, what you're asking is for your joy to speak up. Tell me where we want to go. What would make me really excited? What would make me really happy? Knowing that there's a momentum backing me here that's going to get me there. And I think that's important. The vibration of joy is really high vibration. It's a very non-subtle energy, which means if you look at how the universe responds to energy, the universe picks up on joy right away, right? It can see joy. It can see that, and it can respond with supportive energy. And that's what I think these two are. He doesn't have reins here. That means he's not really directing them with his hands. These energies are like the universal energies. They're waiting to feel the decision. They're waiting to hear the vibration of his joy, and then they'll know just where to take him, right? So when the card is upright, it suggests to me we are actively sort of weighing possibilities. We're saying, do I want to go to Hawaii? Do I want to go to the mountains? Do I want to throw a big party with my friends? Like, you're sort of weighing all your possibilities. When it's reversed, as it came to us today, it suggests to me that we may not be actively looking at choices right now. We are just asking the question, possibly because we haven't asked that question before. We haven't really made a deliberate intention to surface our joy, because we did not think it was that important. Because in our world, we're not told that joy is that important. We're told that being responsible or being thoughtful or being smart or being successful, we're told that that's really important. And joy is sort of something that it's like a cherry on the top. It's if you get it, good. If you don't, well, then you just keep doing your thing. So we don't seem to realize how critically important joy is in making anything happen. Joy is such as I said, a high vibration and also it's a high vibration particularly calibrated to you, which means when you're in this high vibration, you're right in your own flow. In other words, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Whatever brings you joy, you're right there in the middle of something that is your particular gift and impact on the world. So not only is it a high vibration, it's a high vibration perfectly aligned to you. That means as much as you can live in joy, you are making the biggest impact, offering the greatest blessing, having the best life you could possibly have. Not only because joy is fun, but because that's why it's fun, because it matches that way. So the reversal of the card suggests to me that we are being invited to ask ourselves, what is joy for us? And you may discover this question gets you stuck. It often does. So it's sometimes helpful to look back and say, okay, when I was a child, what made me joyful? Because young children often haven't unlearned that joy is important yet. They still think it's all about fun and joy, right? So thinking back to before you learn not to be joyful, what made you joyful? And beginning to get into that energy and letting it guide you. Because if you can remember the feeling of joy, then you can find it again. You can always find it again. If you treat it as the needful work it actually is. It's not the cherry on the top, it is the cake. That's our final card. See you next time. Bye.